What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to this edition of Weights and Dates. I, of course, am one of the co-hosts, my partner in crime, and second co-host is your boy, Myron, 5% body fat gains. Tell me something, Myron. So it's the holiday season now, right?
Yeah.
And we all gained, well, I don't know. I've gained weight over the holiday season. I think that's pretty much, standard for the course. You don't seem to have gained any weight. Do your eating habits ever change?
No, I eat the same way pretty much all the time. I use a meal prep service here in Miami, and they give me like 10 meals a week, and then I augment it with like berries and vegetables and stuff, and I just eat the same thing like almost every day. It's like it's pretty funny. And then sometimes I'll go eat at a restaurant or whatever, but like I'll typically get like a chicken wrap or something like that. So I've been like losing weight actually. I think I might be under 200 now, which is not good, but
under 200 what?
Pounds.
Oh. Okay.
I've been like fluctuating, like hitting into the 190s, and I'm like, oh, this isn't good. I'm 6'3", it's too little. So
are you trying to put on the weight? Now, I remember when we went to what was the restaurant that we all went out to, went to Miami?
Moxie's. Yeah,
dude, Moxie's. I remember you got these steak tips. Like you kept it 100%. I think that was it. You kept it 100% keto. And it's just
I had some quinoa chicken. I had some quinoa chicken and steak bites, and then it was like a 1,000 calorie meal. Not too bad.
Yeah, right. It's incredible how freakishly disciplined you are with your diet. As far as the gym is concerned, I'm good to go with the gym. The diet is where I tend to falter.
Hard part.
Give me 2 seconds here. So tonight, guys, we are going to discuss Rebecca Lynn Pope. Now, Rebecca Lynn Pope recently made an appearance on the Roommates podcast, and we've got a few video clips from the Roommates podcast that we are going to show you. And sometimes, listen, man, I've got 3 or 4 video clips. They're 3 or 4 minutes long. Maybe we'll get through all of them. Maybe we won't. But about a year, I don't know, like a year and a half ago, Rebecca Lynn Pope, who, by the way, she is a female dating coach. She helps primarily women. She's a matchmaker. She has male clients, but most of her clients are females. And she decided that she is not going to help out female clients anymore. And so what we're going to do to sort of set the scene, we're going to watch Rebecca Lynn Pope's declaration and her explanation as to why she is not going to help her female clients anymore. So here we go.
I'm hoping that this helps somebody. Because as you girls know, I'm a matchmaker. And for a large part of the end of last year and beginning of this year, I stopped matchmaking. And the reason I stopped matchmaking is because I literally was I can't handle female clients. I was a matchmaker that matched females. And I had a few male clients, but predominantly I was matching women. And listen, it was such a valuable lesson for me, because what I learned is that the average woman doesn't really want just a good man. She doesn't want a husband. What she's really wanting are these standards or ideas that she has of what a man is supposed to be. But this is nothing what men are. This is not realistic for who men are, how they think, what they value. It's just this preconceived, idea that women have of who men should be. But this is not reality, okay? So literally, the standards here that I see consistently in women that stay single, do not get married, and the difference between women and wives is understanding, one, that men are not women. He's not going to be your best friend like your best girlfriend. You can't talk to him like that. They don't talk like that. They don't talk that much. They're not so sensitive and girly the way we are as women. So if you're expecting a man to be all super sensitive and so considerate and just so everything like your girlfriends, you're barking up the wrong tree. He's going to hurt your feelings all the time, or else you're going to feel like he doesn't communicate because you're holding these standards like he's a girl. I'm sorry. Leave that to your gay guy friends, or leave that to your bestie guys that talk kind of like girls. Your man that you're going to marry is not going to be like that. right? The second standard is this: you're comparing good men to, I can't say this, F-boys. I'm just going to say it. You're comparing good men to the men that you've experienced previously who were not ready to be husbands, that you were just dating, messing around with. I mean, literally, there's a distinct difference between marriage material, men who are ready to be husbands, and these F-boys that you've been messing around with in and out of these situationships with for years.
Okay, let me stop it right there, Myron, because this chick is dropping truth
Yeah.
bombs all over the place. So my first question to you is, why aren't there more women like Rebecca Lynn Pope? I mean, you can just tell, dude, she is Crimson Capsule to the... It's not even Crimson Capsule. She just tells the truth. Why aren't there more women like her keeping it all the way real when they talk to other women?
Man, it's because the thing with her is that she understands that her business, right? She's making money from it. So in order to have a business that's going to last, you have to give people results, right? And the only way she's going to be able to deliver results is she's going to have to be, honest with these women. Because here's the thing, Rebecca Lynn Pope isn't Derek Jackson, pause, no homo. Like, Derek Jackson's a good looking dude, right? That's why a lot of girls will sit there and listen to his BS because, he fits the looks metric for a lot of women. So he can sit there and say the BS that he does, and girls are going to listen because he's an attractive guy. Similar to like when guys listen to like these female dating coaches that don't know what they're talking about, but they're attractive. So the information is not as important as the person that's giving it. However, Rebecca Lynn Pope doesn't have that advantage of being an attractive member of the opposite gender. So what does she have to do? She's results based now, right?
Yes.
She can't rely on her looks and her sexuality to sell to women. So what does she have to do? She's got to be honest now. So as a part of her being honest, she's got to like let these women know the reality, which she's going to talk about here in a little bit. I don't want to give it away, but she starts giving them a lot of RP truths that we know about, but women would never take from guys like us, right? They'll take it from Derek Jackson because Derek Jackson's out here selling them a dream. But like from somebody like her, she's actually experiencing it, and her business hinges upon it, which is why she has to be actually honest because it's results driven since she's a woman.
Listen, you made a very, very good point when you talked about the fact that Derek Jackson is a highly attractive male. Like the dude is, if I look like Derek Jackson, I'd have 24 kids. Like real talk.
I'd be doing the same thing he's doing. I'd be lying to these chicks too.
Here's the thing: the difference is that women don't take dating advice. They wouldn't take dating advice from Derek Jackson if A, he was not good looking, and B, if he didn't tell them what they wanted to hear. Okay. Guys like us, we're not as attractive as guys like Derek Jackson. So women aren't going to listen to us anyway. So what we do is we prepare men for what their encounters are. Now, we don't tell men what they want to hear. We tell them what they need to hear. And every once in a while, a female happens to wander onto our grounds, into our dungeons, and they get told what they need to hear. They don't like it very much. They go running back to Derek Jackson. Then you have shows like Kevin Samuels, where I don't know if these women are just gluttons for punishment. I don't know why these women continue to lead themselves to the slaughter. Kevin just absolutely slices and dices these hoes up. And oh, by the way, speaking of Kevin Samuels and Derek Jackson did a response video to Kevin's latest viral video. And Derek Jackson absolutely stumbled and tripped on himself. Like Derek Jackson does not believe what Derek Jackson preaches. It is so, and listen, no shade on D-Jax, man. If I looked as good as him, I might actually be Derek Jackson myself. Like, real talk. This dude drives a Lamborghini. He's a millionaire. He's a millionaire many times over. He is taking advantage of a very thirsty, a very needy, and a very delusional market in black women.
Donovan, let me tell you this. He bought a Huracan cash from one of Fresh's friends.
Say what?
In Miami. Yeah. Derek Jackson bought a Huracan cash from one of Fresh's friends.
Right. Exactly. So guys like Derek Jackson are always going to be far more financially successful than women like Rebecca Lynn Pope, because Rebecca Lynn Pope is telling women what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. And it is far more profitable to tell pretty lies than, of course, ugly truths. We'll continue. Let me get to these super chats because they are definitely coming in very, very hot and very, very heavy. Clue with the $5 super chat says, "What up, Donovan and Myron?" Appreciate that.
Yep.
Dr. Thunder, $5 is paying my respects. The kitchen is undefeated, man. Don't I know it? Don't I know it? By the way, go subscribe to Dr. Thunder's channel, guys. Subscribe to Dr. Thunder. The guy is, dude, he's one of the most talented guys I've ever seen. He can play just about every instrument out there. I recently did an interview with him. It's on my channel. The link to his video, I'm sorry, the link to his channel is in that video. And so I can definitely foresee, many more conversations between myself and him. James Young, $5. Appreciate that. Says Rebecca sees that women are truly delusional. James Young says, I saw the interview. I recall Rebecca is already married. Right.
Yep.
And this, of course, goes to the fact, like, you should not take marriage advice from women who are not married. Like, that's
big facts.
Right.
Big facts, man.
Hey, listen, man, you don't take advice, like, you don't, and a lot of guys say, well, why should we take advice from you, Donovan? You're in a long-term relationship. Well, my long-term relationship is, it happens to be the exception to the rule. Not, my girl is not the exception to the rule. Our relationship is. But you want to know something? I know that could cease to be the exception at any time, which is why I stay on my P's and Q's. Red Pill Mike, $100. Wow.
Yeah, thank you, Red Pill Mike, as always, man.
He says RLP, as in Rebecca Lynn Pope, should stand for red letter pilled. She is a threat to the girl power mindset with a level of truth and knowledge, and I wouldn't be surprised if she has already experienced backlash from that community or will. Look and listen, ladies, the template exists. Wow. Very well said by Red.
This video is a few years old, if I'm not mistaken. Like,
it's not.
I think it was released in 2019 or 2018.
It's about a year and a half to 2 years old. So it's not new, but it's certainly not old. So Lord Sinister 707 with the $5 super chat says Kevin Samuels just told the truth. If you were a normal man, the woman would have cursed him out for it, but the truth would have stayed the same. Right. Doesn't matter who's delivering the truth never changes. KS, $10 super chat, said I did a probability study on women's unrealistic standard. I posted it on my quote, Fang and Wing channel, like that. The men they expect are 0.007% of the population that, quote, probably exist. They are chasing ghosts. Listen, Myron, you're 6'4", 6'3"?
6'3".
You're 6'3", I'm 6'2". Ladies, I'm here to tell you, man, if you're looking for a guy who's over 6 feet, you are eliminating 86% of the population.
Yes. It's hilarious. So I'll say this real quick, right? So like when I'm on dates with girls, sometimes I like to collect data. I don't even care about getting laid that much anymore. Right? I was talking about this on Rule 0. And I like to ask girls, hey, so what percentage of guys do you think are over 6 feet tall? Oh, like 50%? You know what I mean? And I'll be like, oh, okay, what percentage of guys do you think make over $100,000 a year? Oh, like 30%, 40%. Okay, what percentage of guys do you think are sexually active? Like 90 to 80%. And the thing is, I say this to tell the guys that are watching this. This delusion comes from somewhere. You know what I mean? And quite frankly, the thing is that women think that the guys that they normally deal with, right? Because most guys are invisible to them. So they're only dealing with a small demographic of male anyway. And they think a lot of guys are like that. They think a lot of guys are F-boys, or guys have options, or they're good looking and tall and have money. And it's because women have such a skewed perception of reality when it comes to the dating marketplace that they just don't know, guys. They really, really have no clue that most guys struggle to get girls. Most guys aren't over 6 feet tall. Most guys don't make $100,000 a year. It's just that they deal with such a small demographic of male. They think all men fit into these parameters when they don't. So yeah, man, the delusion is real.
Real talk. Captain Cisco, $5 says, is Kevin Samuels the chosen one? Is he the one prophesied to bring balance to force and destroy the matriarchy? I mean, that's actually quite funny.
It is hilarious.
Listen, all jokes aside, whatever he is or isn't, he is putting specifically black women. Oh, he is putting specifically black women on notice as Jalen Hurts almost just threw a pick six. It appears the Saints have figured him out. It didn't take the Saints long to solve him, and we are only up by 3. Anyway, Kevin Samuels is putting black women on notice, man. And black women, and now Derek Jackson, are coming after him. The response video that Derek Jackson did about Kevin Samuels, you can see that like, just go and watch the video. Go and watch the video. Derek Jackson is way out of his depth. This is why Derek Jackson very rarely does live streams, because if he were to do a live stream with someone like myself or Kevin Samuels, it would be a very different conversation, because all of that sunshine and puppies and rainbows and self-love and chicken soup for the soul, that shit wouldn't fly. And I think he knows this. This is what makes the very wise decision never to live stream.
That's big facts, man. Like, let me say this real quick, because I was talking about this with Fresh. Like, if a coach, if a dating coach or like some kind of coach, whatever it may be, if they're not live streaming at least periodically, that should raise some alarms. And the reason why I say that is because someone to be qualified to coach you, they need to know it in and out. And what I mean by that is they throw a question at you and you're able to answer it right there on the spot. A lot of guys that refrain from doing what was that?
Time.
Yeah, they should be able to answer it real time based on your situation. So when coaches don't do that, that's alarming, man. You need to really vet your coaches. So if they're not doing live streams, answering questions or whatever it may be, that tells you a lot about their knowledge base. They got to go and research it, whatever. And that tells you right there, they don't really know what they're talking about. They're just cherry picking off of other people. So that's one thing. And another thing too, I'll say this, Derek Jackson knows that guys like Kevin Samuels are bad for his business. Like,
of course,
like Derek Jackson, Steve Harvey, whatever, all these guys that are quite frankly simps, right? Professional simps. These guys understand that people like Kevin Samuels are bad for business, because Kevin is telling the women what they really need to hear. And here's the thing that I love how he does it. Because, I spent he was here last week in Miami. We chopped it up with him. Like, I learned so much from the guy. And the thing is that all Kevin does is hold a mirror up to the women to let them see, hey, this is why you're not getting the men that you want. He's not like, trying to destroy them or make them feel bad. He asks thought-provoking questions. They answer the questions, and then he lets them come to the conclusion themselves as to why they're not able to achieve the guy that they want. And then Rebecca Lynn Pope is out here, because she made this video like 2 years ago, guys. This has been a problem for matchmakers, dealing with women for years. It's just that she's one of the few that's like spoken up about it, and she's a woman. So people are actually going to listen, because if we say this stuff, they're going to be like, oh, you're just angry men. I don't care, bro. Like, the women are great for me. They're single and they want to get laid. But for guys that want relationships, it's not good. So it is what it is.
Good stuff, man. The Steel Curtain, $5 says, newsflash, dinosaurs are no longer extinct. Derek Simposaurus Jackson is alive and well. Telling women what they want to hear is profitable. Like I said, if I were purely motivated by money, I would tell women what they want to hear too.
Where the money's at.
Listen, guys like Derek Jackson are akin to these guys who tell men that they are Sigma males. I just did a live stream on Friday, and I completely just destroyed the whole Sigma myth. Like, it's just, I didn't realize how big it was. The guys who endorse the idea of the Sigma male, that's telling men what they want to hear. And I don't read the comments anymore, but every once in a while, Dev will go in. There's just like, yo, you have triggered these Sigma guys. It's the same thing. So when guys like Kevin Samuels tell women what's really up, of course they're going to be butthurt, because they're used to being told that they're beautiful and they are fine just the way they are. Give me 2 seconds here.
If you look at it, like, there's not many channels on YouTube to help women self-improve. You know what I mean?
Nope.
Men, yes, but women, no. You know what I mean? Because women are told, oh, you're fine the way you are. You don't need to self-improve, whatever it may be. You're beautiful in your own skin. And that, quite frankly, is destructive to females. Because when you don't feel a need to self-improve, you're going to feel like you're entitled to whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
yes. And listen, you don't need to teach women how to get sausage. They already know that.
Yep.
But there are channels and courses to teach women how to get husbands. Women can get sausage anytime they want, right? It's the ring. It's getting the ring that's the trick. Men can get married anytime. We can get married anytime we want. There are plenty of portly, elderly-ish women out there who would let us put a ring on it after 2 or 3 dates, right? But it's the sleeping with them, getting laid. That's the trick. So it's almost like a cross dichotomy. Jason Moreno, $5, has just popped in to show some love. Hopefully I can catch the rest after work. Keep up the good work. Liang Bentley, hope I pronounced that correctly. 1999 super chat. I appreciate that. Red Pill Mike, $20, says Derek Jackson basically said he would have given that woman the same advice Kevin did. He just said it differently and alluded to Kevin being a woman hater and possibly gay. He never attacked the substance once. Classic BP. Exactly. Derek Jackson admitted on the air that he would have given her the same advice. No, he wouldn't have. He would have sugarcoated it and eventually probably would have caved in. Okay, well, you know what? If you just believe in yourself, if you just do X, Y, and Z, you can't get that. You can't get that 6-7 figure nigga. No,
He would have told her a dream, bro. Like that's what that man like. Locario, he talked about this. Shout out to Locario. He has a friend that like the coach is exclusively women, and he asked him like, yo, because Locario coaches women too. And the thing is, what Locario was saying was like, with men, you got to tell them the truth. With women, you got to sell them a dream. You know what I mean? So it's very interesting how the different marketing strategies when you're going to give life/relationship advice to the two different genders. You know, men live in a fact-based world because, like, the thing with us is that there's harsh realities if you don't perform. There's
right.
no realities for women if you don't perform, though.
Yeah, not only that, there's harsh realities if they don't perform. It's just that the onset is delayed.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, that's a better way to put it.
They don't really suffer the consequences until very, 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 very late.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Colonel Sanders is $5 says hashtag Figma males for life. Black Lemur 2009 with the $200.
Holy crap. Thank you, man.
Jesus Christ. Says this is Bud enjoying the show. Holy smokes, man. $200.
Thank you for that, bro. Appreciate that greatly.
On the air for 20 minutes. We got a $200 super chat already. All right, let us continue. Wait a minute. I was a little slow on the uptake there. I'm usually pretty good at this. All right, let's continue with the Rebecca Lynn Pope video.
And so now you have this standard for a man and a husband based on these dudes that have just been playboys, fun, boy toys, whatever you want to call it, girls, okay? You can call it whatever you want. But now you set this standard to say he's supposed to look like this. He's supposed to act like that. Oh, you know what? He's too corny. He likes me too much. He texts me too much. Yeah, because the men that you were messing with, you weren't even the only one. They don't text you right back. They don't call you right back because they have 8 more just like you. So a man comes along that is crazy about you and is interested in you. And I'm sorry to say, you have friend zoned the men that really you're compatible with, the men that would make a wonderful husband. A lot of you have friend zoned the good dude who's ready to be a husband and a father and give.
Now, this is where I disagree with RLP on this, and not really in a bad way. She says you have friend zoned the men you are compatible with. No. You have friend zoned the men you could have been compatible with. But after you sleep with a certain amount of men, you are no longer compatible with men who are good for you. This is what getting ran through causes. That is the adverse side effect of getting ran through by men. At a certain point, I don't know what the threshold is. I know it's probably different for different women at different ages, different races, whatever. But at some point, there is a line of demarcation where you are no longer compatible with good men. So when you actually catch the interest of a good man, you don't feel compatible because you're used to getting ran through. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, man. I mean, and there's studies to back it, you know, like the more sexual partners a woman has, you know, her ability to pair bond drops precipitously. And it's like, if people want to sit there and argue science, it's the fact, man. It's like, women are not designed to be promiscuous long term. They're just not, you know, and it is gonna have consequences for them long term. Not just with their ability to pair bond with a guy, but it's also gonna affect their ability to lock down a high value guy. Because here's the thing, men are innately wired to be repulsed by women that are promiscuous, right? Like as Rolo says, you know, because she's a bad bet for paternity, right? Shout out to Rolo Tomasi. But that's true, you know, that's why like guys that are cuckolds, it is such a foreign concept to like regular guys, because like, yo, watching your girl get plowed by a guy, like that should be
right
wrong with you, you know what I mean? If you like watching that, but you know, that's a whole other topic that we for another show. But yeah, man, there are consequences to you know, being on the CC, so to speak.
Royce J says, salute to the big dogs. Turn me on because I'm already a member of the channel, bro. If you were a member, you would have the member icon to your name. And now I want to make it clear, Royce, listen, if you're a patron, that doesn't make you a member of the YouTube channel. A lot of guys get confused. They think I become a patron, if I become a Patreon, I'm a member of the YouTube channel. No. Patreon and YouTube are two separate things. The reason why I only let members chat is to keep out the riffraff. So if you're a patron, and this is not me making a money grab. I would love to be able to let everybody chat. Just got too many knuckleheads, man, and I'm not going to deal with those guys. From Downtown 296, $5 says, just enjoying the show and using these tactics to get a lot of peace leave in the Pacific Northwest without any commitment. Yep, that is the dude that Rebecca Lynn Pope is warning these broads about, and they never ever listen. Let's continue.
You some pretty babies, because the other thing is men do not look like us. Let me be clear about this. We are the fairer sex. God created us to be beautiful, not men. If you get a pretty boy and they super fine and they in the mirror more than you, honey, rest assured, he probably got some habits that go along with that. He needs all the attention from all the women because he likes to feel like he's it.
Yo, this is so funny. My mom has actually dated dudes like this. About this one dude a long time ago, and she said that she said he was fine and this and that and the other, and she said he looked in the mirror more than I did. Incredible.
And if he's actually bigger than you, you got a problem. But the problem is you looking at visuals and thinking that men are supposed to look like us or be just as gorgeous as us. No, that's not how God created this whole scenario. You are the fairer sex. You're the beautiful one. You're the gorgeous one.
Let me stop her right there. Because there's sort of a lot of, I don't want to call it debate, but this whole looks matter, looks don't matter. Here's my opinion, and I want to get your thoughts on it. Looks matter to women. Of course they matter to women. They do not matter to women nearly as much as they matter to us. For us to commit to a woman, the number one requirement is that she must be sexually attractive. She has to be. If she is not sexually attractive, there is no relationship chance. That's just how it is. This is we're men. This is how we're made. Women, sexual attraction is definitely on the list, but it's not number one.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's number one when they're in their 20s and they're not really worried about resources because, of course, they know they're going to wait until they're in their 30s, possibly their 40s, to actually start taking relationships seriously. But in the grand scheme of things, and this is why we talk about the fact that game trumps all. Yes, money, looks, and status will certainly get you more opportunities with women than if you did not. But guys, if you don't have game and you have money or looks or status or all three, that just makes you a bigger target. Okay, so you're smashing all these women, but every one of them is taking their pound of flesh because you do not know how to handle them. Ergo, the term game. Myron, your thoughts?
Yeah, man. I mean, I always say game is just the ability to maneuver in the marketplace and get what you want from women without giving up, too many of your resources, because a lot of there's guys out here that are getting these girls, right? But what are they doing? They're tricking. They're paying these chicks $1,000 a date. They're paying for, for bedroom fun, trying to keep YouTube clean here. Yep. And they're doing all this extra stuff to get chicks. So how you get the game is your ability to get the girl without giving out too much of your resources, right? And having a little bit of respect for yourself. But, I agree that looks, I always say looks get your foot in the door, but the game keeps the door open for you, know what I mean? And your resources and your status, all this other stuff. But I mean, there are going to be girls out there that they're not going to there's a bunch of girls here in Miami, for example, that are very attractive. The 9s, 10s, the chicks that are like IG models, whatever, they're not even going to talk to you unless you got a certain level of clout or a Lambo or something like that. So because that's what they're used to. They're accustomed to that type of lifestyle from dealing with all these other guys since they're so attractive. And I always tell guys listen, you got to understand most guys that you're competing with in the marketplace are not RP aware. So they're going to simp and do all this other stuff. And this is why no matter how much game you have or how aware you are going to lose girls to simps all the time because they're going to be willing to do things that you're not willing to do, like trick on these chicks, spend money, whatever. And at the end of the day, a lot of these very attractive girls are going to go with the bag over just messing with you once or twice. You know what I'm saying? So looks definitely do matter, but it's just one component of a larger picture when it comes to dealing with women.
Absolutely. Well said. I could not have said that any better myself. Cognac Stories, KC, $5, says much respect. So we're going to change gears now. And the reason we're actually talking about this is because Rebecca Lynn Pope recently made an appearance on the Roommates podcast. Kevin Samuels has been on it. Alpha Male Strategies has been on it. I think the Roommates podcast is based in Atlanta. I think that's why they reach out to a lot of Atlanta content creators and things of that nature. So let's go ahead and watch one of these clips where Rebecca Lynn Pope is talking about women's unrealistic dating standards. Guys, 1,400 people watching. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Here we go.
Whole new standard. So
You never wanted to be with me.
So now you have a whole bunch of guys making all these women think I deserve baller or
This
bust.
is my new standard
Yes.
but I just got to find the guy who's the good guy and all the other
Yes.
intrinsic stuff that I was
Yes.
missing with this guy.
Yes.
Not realizing back to apples and oranges.
Mhm.
This is not boyfriend material. This is not husband material. This is that F-boy dude that
Mhm.
you just play with, but that's not how women think.
Mm.
They don't think like that. So they don't categorize these guys like this. And this is what I saw in matchmaking. They're coming to me wanting that guy with all the other intrinsic values of being faithful and loving and kind and all the other.
What she is describing is what Alpha Male Strategies calls the loyal alpha. And this mindset that women have is indicative of who women are today. And that mindset is that they want the benefit without the cost. They want the hot body without having to be in the gym and watch their diet. They want the good relationship without having to give up promiscuous habits. They want the alpha male who is also loyal. If there is a man who is sexually attractive to many, many women, has resources, game, et cetera, he is not going to be faithful. And it's funny because it's kind of cyclical. The reason why he is not, they used to be faithful because women didn't used to sleep around. But now that women are giving away their you-know-whats like it's Halloween candy, he now has options.
And I'll take it a step further, Donovan. I don't think he should be faithful. A high-value guy, I think he's earned the right to be promiscuous and have sex with other girls because here's the thing. Men must become, women just are. So if a guy works his tail off, gets to a certain point in life and becomes successful, he's earned the right to go out there and deal with a lot of chicks and be promiscuous. Because I always say men and women don't show their commitment the same way. Women show their commitment by being with fidelity, not cheating on you, etc., being exclusive to you. Men show their commitment by giving you resources, time, attention. You're getting the emotional connection as well. But the thing with men is that you can have a wife, bang another girl, and still love your wife the same. It doesn't work the same way for women. So, I mean,
Hello, this is one. You're
Go ahead.
yeah, no. So just to finish the point, it's like, I think if a guy has become, and he's become a high value guy, a celeb, whatever it may be, or he's gotten his money together, he's attractive, whatever, and a lot of women like him, he should be able to run out there and smash other chicks, and his girl should be okay with that. Because the thing is this, and this is why I say this. There's an abundance of beautiful women. There's not an abundance of high value guys that women are actually looking for. Most chicks are looking for a top 1% guy. And if you want a top 1% guy, you got to accept the reality that you're going to have to share this dude. You know what I mean? You just need to be happy that you're sharing him, but you're getting the exclusive rights to his emotions and to his provisioning and resources. That's how men show commitment, not sexually. Women show their commitment sexually. Men show their commitment through resources and attention.
Bingo. And this is, listen, a man can't, if a man shares his resources with many women, he is not committed to one woman, okay? If a woman shares her body with many men, she is not committed to one man.
Yep.
Resources, peace leave. You understand what I'm saying? So when a man commits to a woman, he expects her, he expects her to not sleep with anybody else, right?
Right.
If a woman commits to a man, she expects him to not only share his resources, but also not share his pee sleeve filler or whatever the case may be. And I know a lot of women would probably disagree with that, but you want to know, even though they probably, listen, is it going to hurt your woman that you're stepping out on her? Of course it is. And I've always said the difference between a man who loves a woman and a man who doesn't is if a man who loves a woman does not let her find out that he's cheating on her. That's a man who loves a woman. So for any woman out there saying, well, of course women don't want their guys to sleep around, but guess what? Would a woman rather be cheated on by an alpha, or would she rather have a faithful beta? And they would tell you 11 times out of 10, I'd rather have a faithful beta, but guess what? Their actions are not matching their mindset. Devin, stop it. I don't give a shit about what you think. Every time we talk about this, she's always blowing up my friggin', I know how you feel about it. I don't give a shit. Stop. I don't care. I don't need to, you're a woman. I don't need to see your fucking paragraphs on this topic. You're a woman. I know how you're going to think. Quit blowing up my Slack. Jesus Christ. Listen, love her to death. She drives me crazy when we start talking about this. Red Sings the Blue says Rebecca went all out on the Roommates podcast as well in great detail on the matter. Waiting on the day Hafez contacts Donovan to be on the roommates. Okay, well, we'll see. Now we've actually got a couple of we actually have a couple of interesting comments in here. Tricky Trini says, look how much less stressed she looks. Let's see. King Life says she looks younger, not dealing with chicks that's not going to listen to her. So here's what we're going to do. Hang on a second.
The other stuff they're
I'm going to let okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the screen. Actually, hang on a second. I want to try to do this as carefully as I can. Okay. So let me, hold on. Because I think this is actually, oops, wait a minute. I think there's definitely some truth to this, right? Okay. So there's Rebecca Lynn Pope here. So I'm going to put them up side by side. On the right-hand side of your screen, you're going to see Rebecca Lynn Pope, what she looked like when she made that video talking about she's not going to help women in the dating market anymore. And then on the right, on the left, you'll see what she looks like now. Look, you're right.
Yeah.
She does look better.
You know, and you could definitely attribute some of that to lighting or whatever, but yeah, definitely she's way more relaxed, you know, because here's the thing, that video the reason why that video got so many views and did so well was you could tell she's speaking from the heart. Like in that first one, like she was like factual. She gives her a little disclaimer, hey, this is going to hurt your feelings. But then she goes in and tells like the truth. And I think that video is up to like past 1 million views, man. And yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, definitely she's less stressed. I agree.
I think it's absolutely freaking hilarious. El Baracho, $5. Oh crap, my trackpad is very low. Connect to USB. Oh, wait a minute. All right. Sorry about this, guys. El Baracho with the $5 super chat says, showing my support. Hang on, guys. I want to make sure my
While Donovan does that, guys, don't forget to like the video, guys. Okay. We got how many people watching right now? We got 1.5 people watching, and we only got 488 likes, guys. Get us to past 500 at least. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Fresh and Fit. We're almost at 12K subs. Thank you guys for all the support. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe to Donovan, and then comment and subscribe to me, Fresh and Fit Miami, or no, Fresh and Fit on YouTube. And yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I've got a backup. I've got my
awesome.
My backup mouse. So if it goes out, I think I'm good to go. Stephen Ortiz with the big $50 super chat.
Wow. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you very much. He says, just go back to the Sigma stream on the subject of being, quote, independent. Even when I was in the Army, a soldier is never promoted to the ranks of non-commissioned officers without a sponsor. You are almost never successful on your own. That is 100% correct. Wow.
The team.
That's a very, very good way to look at that. Fresh Prince CEO is in the house. Says, appreciate you guys. Oh, wait a minute. Was that you that put that, or was that him? I don't know.
It's probably yeah, it was Fresh. Yeah.
Okay. Good to see. Fresh, of course, will be on the 7 a little bit later on tonight. Let us continue the video.
Looking for that wasn't in that guy.
Wow.
And I'm like, you're looking for Superman. That doesn't exist. And if it does exist, he doesn't want you. He has too many options and he doesn't want you. Or he's been married for 20 years because he got locked down a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but that is a real experience to where the human mind has the ability to have like one experience, and now that becomes the standard.
That becomes
the new norm.
Yeah.
And if I had not had a friend to check me about it, it's like, you're that little girl from Ohio.
Yeah.
Like, cut it out.
Yeah.
Do not start acting like this, because he'd been in Atlanta for a long time. Yeah. And he was like, Rebecca, no, please do not turn into that girl.
Man, and the sad reality is I meet so many girls like that in Atlanta, and they have 1 or 2 experiences with a rapper or an athlete, and it creates this whole new standard for men. And then, like you said, they reject so many great men who would be great matches for them because they want, hood Jesus.
Jesus. Yep. Listen, what he just talked about there is exactly what we talk about in this sector of the web. A woman has one experience with a high value guy. It doesn't even have to be a situationship. They could have a one night stand with Future or, pick a nigga, NBA player, NFL, whatever.
Speak about this from experience, man. Donovan,
all of a sudden now Now they think that that's the guy I'm going to end up with. No, sweetie, he used you for bedroom fun, nothing more. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, man, I got to double down on that 1,000%. Like me and Fresh have dealt with girls that have been around rappers, athletes, celebs, whatever it may be. And I will say this 100% with 100% certainty. When a girl experiences guys on that caliber, it definitely skews their perception of the marketplace and what other men are capable of 1,000%. And the other thing too, you guys want to talk about women that are delusional. A lot of this delusion comes from one night stands with high value men. You know what I mean? So they'll get sexual access, right? / bedroom fun with a blue check mark athlete, a celeb, a rapper, whatever it is. And then they start getting accustomed to that lifestyle. Maybe, she hung out at his mansion for a day or two. He flew her out. They ate at a nice restaurant, whatever it may be. So now her perception of reality when it comes to dealing with men is going to be forever skewed. And she's going to always think, hey, I deserve this caliber of man. And the thing is that women are absolutely horrible at discerning a guy that wants to use you for just bedroom fun versus a guy that actually wants to commit to you, because a lot of girls conflate the two thinking, yes, oh, this guy's sleeping with me, so therefore he probably wants to commit to me too. And no, it doesn't work that way, baby girl. Like relationship material, just like you talk about, Donovan, relationship market value versus sexual market value are two completely different things. There are girls that I would definitely hook up with that are hot, but I would never, ever commit to them because I know for a fact, quite frankly, you know what I'm saying?
She belongs to the streets.
And I'm not going to commit to some chick like that. But a lot of girls don't understand that just because you're physically attractive, right? That does not necessarily mean that you are guaranteed a high value guy that will also commit to you. It'll guarantee you a high value guy for one night. So a lot of girls aren't able to discern the two. And when you deal with these caliber of men all the time, like a lot of these girls do, especially if you live in a major city like LA, Miami, Vegas, whatever it is, they're going to think, oh, I deserve this caliber guy all the time. And then that's why these chicks are run around the CC with these high value guys, because none of them are going to commit. Because once a guy becomes like that, like he gets high value and he has his pick of the litter with chicks, there's no way he's settling down. So It is what it is.
That's why you got to lock him down. Listen, this is why you got to lock him down early. This way, you have to lock him down early and take a chance, man. See, and listen, it is in a woman's nature. See, women don't, and men make this mistake. I want a woman I can build with. No, you don't need a woman to build with. You need to be on that mission by yourself.
Facts.
Listen, I was already headed in the direction I was headed in before I pulled Devin off her job, and now she works for me. She did not start this. I did. Now, she's a big part of it now, but trust and believe, she had to take a chance. Like Devin had to take a calculated risk. She foresaw what she did is she saw, okay, here's this dude, Donovan Sharpe. This is what he wants to build. So you know what she did? She locked me down early, or she locked me down in the beginning. Dude, my financial situation was very different than what it was. It was very different from what it is now in terms of what it was back then. She out-earned me when we first got together, right? Now, when we first met, obviously I was out-earning her, but we're talking about the real estate market and things changed. So when we decided to get together, she knew that she was going to be the breadwinner. And it was like that for about 2.5, 3 years. But listen, she stayed the course. She stuck with me. And now she's reaping the benefits, right? Yep. If she had met me, say, a week ago, all right, I might have some fun with her. But listen, I'm going out and I'm playing the field. Yep. So in terms of that, she did the right thing. And she did what was necessary to earn my commitment at the infancy stage of because now, listen, man, I'm Gucci now. Like I just got measured for my first couple of tailored suits yesterday. Like everything I'm going to be wearing, like I'm getting ready to be rebranding myself. I'm taking this thing in a whole nother direction. Devin knows very clearly that there is going to be female attention coming my way. She knows what she has to do to make sure that my attention does not stray. Cowdenicus with the $5 super chat says, us Sigma males have no problem getting with women at all. We Sigmas are the men these women are all looking for. Sigma male. Yeah, hashtag Sigma male. Devin says, I didn't say that. I forgot what she didn't say. I don't even know. Who knows? From downtown, 296, $5. I appreciate that. All right, well, let us continue with the breakdown.
and one of the things that was also I became aware of when my
1,700 people watching, let's hit the like.
Friend was kind of checking me about this, is that you literally think that you deserve that just by who you are. So there's this, because you all you did was be pretty to
Mhm.
get that man's attention. You didn't have to have if you're a beautiful woman, you didn't have to have anything else going on for you because they don't care about those things.
Nah.
That dude,
Yeah.
the player dude,
Yeah.
does not care about anything else.
Yeah.
So now, just being a pretty girl, I deserve this. That is so flawed, and it is so jacked up. And if
Did she just say jacked up?
Yeah, she's speaking facts right now, though, man. Like these things really do be like they think like, oh, like I'm attractive, like I deserve this, but they bring nothing. This is why so many girls bring nothing to the table outside of sex in modern day women, man, because like they get this attention from these attractive guys, right? Thanks to Instagram, whatever it may be. These dudes plow them and don't talk to him again, or they don't take them that serious, but they think, oh, I'm entitled to this guy because I got him. No. You only got him because of your looks. Girl game is always being able to retain a guy. Guy game is being able to get the girl. So most of these girls can't keep a guy around. You know what I'm saying? So what does that tell you?
Right. Exactly. I mean, it's like the dichotomies when it comes to the sexual marketplace. It all makes so much sense synergetically, but people, dude, men and women alike, they can't seem to understand.
A woman's biggest mistake, I'll say this real quick. A woman's biggest mistake is thinking that men and women are equal, because when she measures herself on the same success parameters as a man, she's destined to fail because she thinks, oh, I got this guy.
There you go.
Understand is for the night. You know what I'm saying? Which for us, that's a success. For a woman, that's a monumental failure. But girls don't think that way because they don't understand that we are completely different. A lot of these chicks think that men and women are blank slate equals, which cool. I'm all for girls thinking like that. That's how I get laid, whatever. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But if girls really want to lock down a guy long term, you cannot adhere to that belief system because that is going to set you up to fail. You will not be able to keep a guy around.
Big thanks goes out to Clue with the $5 super chat. Says, I think RLP has Crimson Capsule rage a little. No, she's got it a lot, man. Dude, I don't know how long she was a dating coach with women, but it got so bad. And I'm sure, she had to have made a boatload of money. This woman probably walked away from a 6-figure income because she just couldn't take it. Like, it just got to her. She's like, you know what? I can't. I wonder, it's interesting. I wonder what the last straw was. I wonder who her last client.
Yeah, someone burned her. Someone burned her for her to be like, to leave like that.
Yeah, someone definitely burned her for real. James Young, $5 super chat says, I respectfully disagree with Clue. She's upset because she lost her income. Okay, well, who knows? Cowdunica says, how awesome would it be if we somehow got an animated short series of Figment Man? Oh my God. See, now you got me thinking, because I just hired.
She makes a lot of money. It's not her income, guys. It's not her income at all. She has other business ventures as well that she does. So it's definitely not just the income.
Yeah, this is not her only thing.
Yeah, hell no.
The Guad says, once you open Pandora's box, it can never be closed again. She believes that she is the table, but you don't need a table to eat food. That's funny as hell. Let's watch a few more minutes of this here.
take that experience at 25 and then you start only dating in that direction, well, then like you say, by the time she's meeting some really good guys, she's completely dismissing
and then
them.
you add into the social media generation where you maybe be 20 years old and they're sliding in your DMs en masse, sending 100 DMs a day. So
That's
now
right.
you got a DM from freaking J.R. Smith or some super celebrity. Now all of a sudden that feeds your value. I remember there was this, and we got to get back to the advice for the guys, but I remember there was this girl on Tinder, and she had a picture of her next to Odell Beckham.
Oh God,
smiling.
Well, that is very interesting. Let me ask you something, Myron. Would you would obviously consider smashing a girl who has a picture next to Odell Beckham Jr. But you want to know something? When women do this, they think we are just like them.
Yeah, they really do.
Why women put up pictures of themselves next to Odell Beckham Jr. is because they think, well, a man is much more attractive when we see him with other high-value women, read attractive women. So if they see me with a high-value man, then he's going to feel the same way about me. I'm going to be more attractive in his eyes. And nothing could be further from the truth. Explain to the audience why this is just absolutely flawed. Why don't women get this?
Yeah, man, this is a great topic. Like what girls got to understand is that social proof for them doesn't work the same way that it does for us. When women see you on a boat with other girls, or you're like, taking what I call like the Dan Blazarian type pics where you're showing your lifestyle with the opposite gender, whatever it is, that makes you attractive to the women. Whether they want to believe it or not, it's like they're hardwired to look for that pre-selection. Men, on the other hand, are hardwired to be repulsed by pre-selection. If you see a chick, right? If I'm on a girl's IG and I see her with celebs or whatever, bro, I automatically know
she belongs to the street,
because I know for a fact he's not dealing with her and not smashing. Like, it's just the way it is. So like, girls got to understand, for all 5 of the chicks that are probably watching this live stream right now, don't put pictures of yourself with celebs, because we already guys that are good with women, or guys that you even want to deal with that have options. We know for a fact, if you're taking pictures with celebs, or you're like, in these kinds of circles, you're smashing these dudes. Like, they're not going to be dealing with you for free. You know what I'm saying? So, so girls got to understand that it is not attractive, right, for you to be showing your pre-selection from a female perspective. For men, it is. It's okay. But for women, it's not. And the thing is that I think one of the fundamental flaws that women have, like what we were talking about before, that men and women are the same,
right?
Thinking that men are going to respond the same to female attraction triggers is one of the cardinal mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like, a guy having a lot of girls around is attractive. A girl being around a bunch of dudes is very unattractive. You know what I'm saying? So
yes.
So girls really, if a woman is looking for a long-term relationship, and I shouldn't be saying this as a guy that's a player, right? Because for me, this is good stuff. But like, if a girl's trying to lock a guy down, you need to, and I always say girls are purity dealers, but you really need to like adhere to that at all times. And what I mean by that is that you can't give off any connotations that you're promiscuous. When you're taking pictures with athletes, celebs, whatever it is, guys like me look at that and be like, yeah, she definitely belongs to the streets. This chick is just going to get smashed and tossed. You know what I'm saying? So girls got to understand that attraction, just like we always talk about here, Donovan, is not symmetrical. It's asymmetrical. No. Things that are attractive to women are repulsive to men, because quite frankly, and people say this all the time, a lock that opens with any key is a shitty lock. A key that opens any lock is a master key.
That's right.
So
that's right. Very well said, Mr. Myron Gaines. I think we had a couple of other super chats coming in here. Oh, here we go. A couple of other super chats. Thresher 777 $5 says, I went to high school with a girl. Give me a second here.
I'm super sweaty, guys. Sorry, I just came from the gym.
Oh, that's okay. We know you like a little steamy. I remember you telling me that this one time that you liked it a little steamy. So that was certainly all good. $5 says, I went to high school with a girl that was the side chick of an Orlando Magic player. He got traded and bounced, and she's never recovered. He went to high school with a girl who was an Orlando Magic. Oh my God. Jesus,
yeah, bro.
These girls get ran through early.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to CCP, says, so Myron, and guys, if you do a super chat, if you do submit a super chat, if your name is the name of a podcast, I'm not going to put it on the screen, because I'm starting to get a lot of guys sending in super chats with the names of their channels or their podcasts. Not to say that this is what you're doing on purpose, but a lot of guys do this. Like, a lot of guys think that they can use my podcast to advertise their podcast. And just to make sure that I play it fair across the board, I'm just not going to put them up there. CCP said, so Myron, we can identify easily ways to get laid and long-term relationships by knowing their ideology. What are your thoughts on that?
He said, what can we say that one more time? Like, I didn't understand the question.
We can identify easy ways to get laid and long-term relationships by knowing their ideology. He's asking the question, can we identify the difference between hoes and long-term relationship material by knowing their ideology? I think he's outthinking the room. You just have to know women, man.
You got to know women, and then also like you got to know what her belief system is. So like, for example, I tell guys all the time, if a chick is like, is like a feminist, like a hardcore feminist, she believes in feminist ideologies, bro, she's probably going to be a bad bet for a long-term relationship. She's going to try to fight you at every corner. She's going to try to sit there and wrestle you into some kind of equal partnership. A lot of feminists have this ideology that they're equal to you, but here's the problem: they're equal to you when it benefits them, but they're also a woman when it benefits them. So, because the thing with a lot of feminist girls is they'll adopt they'll adopt traits that are favorable to them, but then they'll absolve themselves of responsibilities. I use the common one. You tell her to make a sandwich, she's going to tell you make it yourself. But if someone breaks into the house, she's going to expect you to defend her. So you don't want a chick that flip-flops like that and where your roles are static and hers are negotiable. You need a chick that's feminine from the rip and understands that men or women are different if you want a long-term relationship. If you wanted to smash, cool. Like, I'm all about, smashing feminists. Like, I don't care. But if you want a girl that is serious, that you're committing resources to, that's your girl, that you're like committing to this woman, she can't have feminist ideals, bro, because it's going to cause you headaches down the road when you try to be a man. She's going to sit there and she's constantly going to try to challenge your authority, which if your frame is solid, you could still do it.
Yes.
But do you want that headache? I mean, you know what I'm saying? You're better off just like spinning plates and dealing with a lot of girls, unless you're really looking for a relationship.
Right.
I haven't even been thinking about that until he has at least a 50 leg count, makes a certain amount of money, is a certain age. A lot of guys want to get in a relationship before they're 35. And I'm in my head, I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, you need to play the field longer. You need to work on your money. You need to develop yourself so that when you get into the marketplace for looking for a relationship, you're going to know what to do. Because a lot of girls, I'm going to say it right now, they're used car salesmen. They've been ran through and they're going to try to sell you purity, right? And if you're not able to discern chicks that are good for a relationship versus girls that aren't, how are you going to do that? You're going to have to date a lot of girls to be able to tell on these, S-tells, as Donovan teaches you guys.
Right.
And if you're not able to pick it up, then you're going to get bamboozled. You're going to walk down the aisle thinking like, oh yeah, I'm going to get married, whatever. And then next thing you know, it's just like, bro, stupid. And then you're taking an L getting divorced down the road. So there's severe consequences to not understanding female nature in 2020 and beyond, man. Because these girls are out here basically getting it in. And if you're not able to discern it, you're going to take an L. So you got to get out there, date more girls, and know what you're doing, man. So
a lot of guys ask disingenuously, well, if Donovan were so red pill, why is he in a long-term relationship? Because I'm at a point in my life where being in a long-term relationship serves me better than being a player. Because I'm gonna tell you what, if I were running through hoes like I was doing in Vegas, I would not be anywhere near where I'm at now, because running through hoes takes a lot of time. Right.
Fact.
And you said, listen, my lay count is my lay count is well into the triple digits. I do very well for myself, and I have almost 2 rock solid frame. So yeah, training Devin was a bit of a headache, but I had the time and I had a purpose in mind. Horace Vu, $5 says, hey Donovan, $5 isn't much, but I just want to show some love for the show. Have a great day, man. Thank you very much, Horace. From Downtown 296, another $5. G Christopher, $5 said she said what the last straw was in the last video. She realized a picky client would turn down her husband, even though she wasn't as good as RLP or him. So basically, a lower value woman, expressed to Rebecca Lynn Pope that she would not get with Rebecca Lynn Pope.
That's a good point. I was going to leave that to the end, but yeah, the chatter got to beat me to it.
All right, so what I'm going to do to end the show, and I've been doing this at the ends of all of my shows, is I'm going to preview. I'm going to give you guys a little preview of a new video series that I have hired a new artist to do. I don't know what I'm going to call these, RP stories with Donovan Sharpe, whatever the case may be. These are going to be personal stories of mine told from an animated perspective. So with that, listen, thank you guys all very, very much for tuning in. The 7 is going to be, we're going to be going live in about an hour as the Eagles have now upset the New Orleans Saints. Unbelievable. So the 7 is going to be going live at 8:30 p.m. That is going to be exactly 1 hour from now. Until then, enjoy this preview. Like, honestly, I thought I was going to jail. This was the reality. I knew that I was probably not going home that night. I was going to spend 72 hours in Clark County lockup. So, long story short, here's what happened. So I've been seeing this girl. On and off for about 6 months. The last 2 months, we were seeing each other pretty regularly. And so we would see each other every weekend. And dude, it was great fun. It was absolutely great fun. We didn't have to go anywhere. Sometimes we'd order in. Dude, she actually made jalapeno poppers at my place. It was a good time. Well, I had added 2 new girls to my roster. And so what I was going to do is I was going to sort of gently just sort of fade out of her life, just little by little. So here's what I was going to do. I texted her. I said, hey, I'll use the word stay. I was like, hey, Stacy, it's Donovan. Listen, I've gotten behind on some projects. I'm going to have to take a rain check for this week, but we will definitely get up next weekend. Now, my plan was to just not have sex with her that weekend, have sex with her the weekend after, then kind of slowly fade out of her life. That was the plan. And the reason why I was going to do that is because girls don't take rejection easily. You can't just ghost them, right? Otherwise, they go absolutely crazy if she actually liked you. And Stacy absolutely did. Like, her name was Tracy. I'll just keep it real. Tracy really liked me. She liked me a lot, and she worked crazy hours. That's why we couldn't have sex on the weekdays, or at least that's what she told me. So who knows? Who knows what the hell she did on weekdays? So what she did is, after I sent her that text, she's blowing up my phone. She's like,
"Oh my God, what's wrong? Do you not like having sex with me? Is it my body? Is it like?"
And I'm like, "No, like everything is fine. I just need to take this weekend off to get caught up on some projects." Of course, I was lying, but that was the story I gave her. She doesn't know. Maybe 15, 20 minutes goes by. She calls me up and tells me,
"Donovan, I'm pregnant."
Okay, now, this wasn't the first time I had a girl call me up and tell me she was pregnant. So I immediately just go into autopilot. I said, "All right, stay right where you are. I'm coming over," which is exactly what she wanted. So I go to the CVS and I bought 2 pregnancy tests, $30 each, Clear Blue Easy. Do not get a pregnancy test at the dollar store, guys. Spend the money to be absolutely sure. So I said, all right. So I drive over to her place. I walk right in. She looked very happy to see me. I didn't touch her. I held up the pregnancy test right in front of her. I said, "Go to the bathroom and take this test right now." Dude, she was like a deer in the headlights, but she had to comply, because if she didn't, her whole plan blows right up. So she goes to the bathroom, and I watched the urine come from her lady parts right onto the stick, as clear as day, negative, right? So at that point, I said, no. I was very calm. I said, "Tracy, stay where you are. You're going to take another test." She's
like, "I just peed."
I said, "You're going to stay right there. You're going to take another pregnancy test." She's like,
"Why are you doing this?"
Then I raised my voice. I said,
"Stay there until you piss. You're going to take that second pregnancy test."
So for about 15 minutes, we're just standing there in awkward silence. Every time she tried to speak, I just, no, don't say a word unless I see you piss a plus sign. 15, 20 minutes later, she pees on the stick. It is negative. So at that point, I don't even say "it's been real." I turn around and I'm out the door. The whole time she's like,
"Please, Donovan, don't leave. I love you."
Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh my God. So as I get towards her door, I hear her walk into the kitchen, and I hear her, and I didn't know she was on the phone. She said,
"Yes, I would like to report
domestic Duracell."
At that point, I knew I couldn't leave.